Hi, everybody. I'm Jim, and how do I put this? I think it's time to spend more time live. So I have a lot more energy than I used to, and so we're gonna go live more. Jeff Prindle, welcome on. Talking Toads, welcome on. I don't remember where I put my other phone. I literally just had it. Could have sworn I had it in my pocket. Good morning, Lugsy, welcome on. Josh, welcome on. Oh, there it is. Found it. We're good. So, Clint Livermore, welcome on. Stevie, welcome on. Gertie, welcome on. Holly, welcome on. Sadie, welcome on. So I figure, Kenny Elise, welcome on. I figure, why don't we talk about stuff? So, like, last night, I did a broadcast. It's over there. Yeah, I got it, Jeff. Thank you. Marilla, welcome on. I did a broadcast about James Charles. We talked about James Charles and the whole situation. Apparently, at this point, he's lost 3 million followers. Guys, like, no. Just no. No, he hasn't lost 3 million people. All right? Like, I'm not defending the dude. The dude deserves what he's getting. But, like, it just blows my mind watching how mainstream media is, like, blowing things out of proportion. Like, maybe he's lost numbers. Katie, welcome on. Maybe he's lost 3 million in numbers over the past 72 hours. David Langley, welcome on. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's lost the computational amount of 3 million, but how many of those were real people? You know what I mean? Like, they're like, he's lost 3 million followers. And I'm just like, no. Like, do you realize how unfathomable that is? Dinah Dutton, welcome on. In Your Heart, welcome on. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. I think they're blowing things out of proportion to try and make it look even worse and, like, get everyone to bandwagon and stop following the guy, which I don't blame them for. But, like, it's just, like, these big networks, they tell the truth until it's convenient to tell a lie. You know what I mean? Can't stay, go into the store, so catch you on YouTube. All right, see you, David. Guys and girls, we will be live from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. all the way through for 6 full hours tonight. We're going to try out a long live stream. Arda, welcome on. That's okay, David. It's all good. But anyway, we'll move on from the James Charles thing. But I just saw that from E! News today on my Instagram, and I'm like, they're like at this point he's lost 3 million followers, and I'm just like, tell the truth. April Dawn, welcome on. You know what I mean? Just tell the truth. Like, the dude is gonna get what's coming to him either way. You don't have to embellish it. You don't have to embellish. I just don't like lies. I really don't like lies. It really bothers me. But anyway. So I'm here live on Instagram. We're pretty much going to operate this the way that I used to operate YouTube, or used to operate Periscope. TT, welcome on. So we're just going to hang out. I'm going to hang out till this maxes out, and then, which is about an hour, and then we'll restart the broadcast and do it all again. So this will be a good hangout spot. Jitters, welcome on. And then tonight we will be live on YouTube from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. So I'm going to start putting the hours in, and I'm sitting here wondering, what can we do to get people's attention and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm thinking about it and realizing, Taddy mentioned James was a predator of sorts. I'm wondering why she didn't out him sooner if it was that bad. I have my theories. Candy, welcome on. Because it wasn't convenient. Because it didn't suit her needs. You know what I mean? It didn't suit her needs. He was acting up and doing the wrong thing. And then whenever he finally decided to go against her, then she decided to out him. It's kind of like, think of it like blackmail. You know what I mean? Holding it over his head. And then, pretty much, this is in my head. This is how I think it went down. I assume, once again, it's an assumption. So I don't know this dude. This is what I'm doing right now, I'm going to be honest, is not very different than what the haters do to me, except instead of making stuff up, I'm simply speculating. I'm not making outlandish, like what my haters do, they'll speculate about me, but they'll make up these outlandish lies about me, right? That they're like, this is probably what happened, and it's some story about me, kidnapping from an old lady as she's free falling from a helicopter or some crap like that. Social Sandy, welcome on. Is this this guy YouTube? Sorry, I'm not aware. Yeah, it's a YouTube guy. That's what I gathered. I would figure that he did some bad stuff. Everybody knew about it, and it was really in that girl's hands, Tattie's hands, to decide what to do with it. Kara May, welcome on. Callaway Mills, welcome on. And, I would figure that she put it to him and was like, look, if you don't promote my stuff and you promote this person's stuff, then I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna tell the world. And he probably was a little cocky about it and decided, well, I'm gonna do my own thing, and went and did it. And I have a really hard time believing that this Taddy Westbrook didn't do anything to James Charles, or didn't put him in a position of control, or in a position of submission at some point. I have a really hard time believing that this James Charles character would be dumb enough. I mean, maybe it's possible, but would be dumb enough to go and do all these things and then go against his mentor, all in the same swoop. You know what I mean? Jay Swift, welcome on. All in the same swoop, and then get ousted by all of social media. You know what I mean? Like, I find it hard to believe that, he would just go and do that. Maybe he would. And maybe he just but she never told the world anything. And now she did. Carbon Copy, welcome on. Lily, welcome on. She talked for 40 minutes of nonsense. It's all, I think it's all for show. She is way older than him. Yeah, well, she's his mentor. She was his mentor. And, for example, I'm just trying to think of a situation with my mentors where it would be like that, and I really can't. Rich, welcome on. And it's mainly because I've only recently acquired one mentor that actually exists in my space, that actually does what I do. Every other person that mentors me in life is pretty much hidden from the camera. They want nothing to do with social media. And they're coaching me on other aspects of life. But as far as social media goes, you just got to be careful who you, if you make a deal with the devil, you got to be prepared to sell your soul. That's the name of the game. And it's my guess that this Taddy Westbrook character, that there was, watch PewDiePie videos, says Callaway. Did they talk about it? Did he talk about it? Mark Tambury, welcome on. Shayna, welcome on. About this. Did he really talk about this? GN, welcome on. And I'm going to be honest, my haters are, PewDiePie's opinion on this match is yours. Does it really? He has great points. Okay. My haters are stupid for the fact that they make stuff up when they speculate about me. They could probably have a pretty successful broadcast if they just didn't make stuff up. Arkansas, welcome on. Vasquez, welcome on. Believe in yourself, welcome on. Hey, Jim, good to see you. Good to see you, too. Ollie, welcome on. But I'm not going to lie, this is kind of fun. I don't know if that's wrong. Where's Kate today? She's in the kitchen. She's cleaning stuff up in the kitchen. Irishman, welcome on. She didn't want my help. She just, we're taking a little space. So, we're not fighting or anything. It's just, we spend all time together. And now that we have a full house where we can actually spend a little time apart, it's not bad. So, Jeff, welcome on. So, what was I going to say? Mark says, a friend of mine is riding his mountain bike from New Jersey to California to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That's awesome. He's posting his ventures on Instagram. He's in Indiana already. That is good stuff, Mark Tambari. Share his username. What's his username? Lisa D. Bell, or B. Dell, welcome on. Tierra Green, welcome on. But I'm not going to lie, talking about this James Charles thing is actually kind of fun. Is that wrong? Am I being bad? Be honest, guys. Give me your opinion. Is it wrong that I'm enjoying this, talking about... I talked about it last night, and I ended the broadcast, and I'm I really enjoyed that. Like, when I do a broadcast, I want you guys to enjoy yourself, but if I don't enjoy myself, then it's, I'm like, why am I doing this? Let me go find it. All right, Callaway says, have you been keeping up with Mike Posner's Across the Country Walk? No, I stopped following it after I figured out that he had people with him that are, like, taking care of him, and I'm not really, it pisses me off, because, like, I traveled across the country without resources, without money, legitimately, I traveled across the country on foot, and I did not have resources or support. This was before people were buying us hotels. This was before people were buying us food. Or there was just me at the time. There was no us. Staying Cloudy, welcome on. And so when I see Mike Posner doing this with all the support that he has, and he's like, I'm waking up to 30-degree weather. I'm like, you spent the night in a hotel and then came back to, like, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to expose him or whatever. It pisses me off. So I don't like talking about Mike Posner and his cross-the-country journey. It bothers me. For sure, watch PewDiePie. You'd like it. Okay. M.A. Crates. M.A. Crates with an E at the end is his IG name. Okay. Excuse me. So, yeah, not really a big fan of Mike Posner. At first, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then I looked into it. I'm like, what a jerk. Like, that is setting a bad example for people. Because you're saying, like, he's doing this thing where he's traveling across the country and making it look so easy, when in the background, which he's showing none of it on camera, that he has all this support, and then, you know what I mean? People are going to be like, oh, I could do this too. No, when I traveled across the country, you saw me in the dirt. You saw how hard it was. And, like, I talk about it. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. And people do not understand. You can literally die. Like, you can actually die. So he's setting a very, very, in my opinion, setting a very, very bad example for people. Not okay in my book. As somebody who's traveled across the country on foot, not okay in my book. I need to catch up on your broadcast. Last broadcast I saw you were in the van. Sandy, we are officially living with my sister. No, it's good you finally get someone to talk about, says Josh. It's interesting. Adam Watts, welcome on. Keeping up with these things is actually kind of interesting. I like to pick it apart. I enjoy analyzing stuff, and personally, it's just something that's a hot topic of debate, so it's kind of fun to talk about. I mean, for me, it's fun to talk. I've never really gossiped before. It was never really my thing. But one second. So what do you guys want to talk about? What other stuff is going on in the news? What else is going on? I don't know. Maybe we'll start talking about stuff. Paula Space, instead of just talking about nothing and just chilling and saying hi 14,000 times a day, we can actually talk about some stuff. What do you guys want to talk about? Bea, welcome on. So I will be live for a couple hours, and tonight we will be live from 6 p.m. to midnight on YouTube, Eastern Time. Donna, welcome on. Tara, welcome on. I was watching a YouTuber last night, and he was showing news articles, so it's okay to do that on there. Okay. How's it going? Hey there. Hey, Tara. Tara, I don't know what happened or why you got so upset with me, but I'd really appreciate it if you remove that negative review off of Facebook. I don't know what I did to you, but I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. What's up, Sandy? Have you been watching any sports? I don't really do sports. Not my thing. Like, it's funny. I'm more interested in celebrity gossip than I am sports. I never thought this would be me. Like, I never thought I would be into celebrity gossip or crap like that. Cindy, welcome on. So glad you're settled down. Thank you. You blocked me. Well, I'm sorry, Tara. I'm sorry. I don't know why I blocked you. I could have just been in a bad mood. I could have been in a bad mood at that point. I'm trying to do better with that so I don't hurt people's feelings. But I apologize. I'm learning that being a social influencer has actual implications, and like, consequences. You know what I mean? Like, you're dealing with real people. And as much as I say that I know that, I think sometimes I just get in this defensive mode and I forget that I'm dealing with people, and I just try to block people out of my atmosphere so I don't have to deal with them. And that's not the answer. So, but I mean, it is the answer for people who are just looking to cause trouble. But like, when people come in and they're just there, maybe they're in a bad mood, but there's somebody who is irregular, I'll remove. Let's start. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Tara. Tara, when you do remove it, please message me on Instagram and let me know that you did that so that I can post it on my story, because we're having plenty of people that are removing their negative reviews. So thank you very much. Marilyn Baez, welcome on. So I am officially in full-blown mania. I woke up this morning wanting to hop right on broadcast. We went to bed last night and I wanted to hop back on broadcast. So we're officially back. If you guys remember back when I used to broadcast, I would broadcast like 18 hours a day. We are officially going to be back to that, I believe, because I'm officially in mania and I really just enjoy my time with you guys. It's like a high for me. And whether it's healthy or not, that's for for you to decide. But it's for me to choose what I'm going to do with my life. And considering I can make my living on social media by spending 18 hours a day on this, I would rather, I'd rather be on here. So I was like, what the heck? We were friends. Sorry, Tara. Wow, that's so cool. Thanks for the way back. Always, man. Isn't that cool? I like that little thing. Instagram gives you a little option to way back. I think it's cool. So yeah, I will be live a lot more. I will probably be live on Instagram. We are done with Periscope. I'm not going to lie. I miss Periscope. I miss the hearts. I miss the super hearts. I miss you guys being so interactive in the chat, because we get a couple hundred people a broadcast. It was so much fun. I do miss it very much. But I just have that personality that can so easily get sucked up into the drama, and then I end up just start talking about negativity, and I say the wrong things, and then it gets on recording, and then it gets put across the internet, and we're right back in the same cycle again where people are saying bad stuff about me. So, I think the healthiest thing for me, especially if I am in mania, is that Periscope is so negative. It is. So I think the healthiest thing for me, if we want to continue growing our platform, is to stay away from Periscope. Even, like I said, my mentor that I do have in the live streaming space, in the YouTubing space, tell Kim to smack you for me. Just kidding. Thank you. Even, in the YouTubing space, is stay away from Periscope. It was conveyed to me, she's pretty much like, there's a reason why you do not see any big-time YouTubers, you do not see any big-time influencers on Periscope. They don't do Periscope. The Rock got paid a ridiculous amount of money to do one broadcast, and that's all he did. Gary Vee does an occasional broadcast on Periscope. Ty Lopez has touched Periscope for a little bit, and then he was like, oh, God, and he ran away from it. Then there's Kim Kardashian did one broadcast on Periscope for a ridiculous amount of money. And, at the end of the day, just real influencers, people with an actual voice, do not use Periscope. They don't use it. They do use Twitter, but they don't use Periscope. And you'll notice that. Go look at people who actually matter in society when it comes to having a voice, right? When it comes to having a voice on social media. People with a legitimate voice, no, Ron Waxman does not count. People with a legitimate voice on social media do not use Periscope. It's just an illegitimate platform with a lot of negativity that most people, who actually make a difference in the world, try to avoid. There are good people on Periscope. It's just, I think it takes a very, very specific temperament and a very specific ability to manage an audience, a live audience, in order to filter out what shouldn't be there in an appropriate way and build a positive broadcast. But there's so much against you. Miss Kimberly Ann, welcome on. Dinosaurs, welcome on. There's so much against you that it's almost impossible to do. And I will admit, even myself, I'm a 24-year-old. I barely got a dollar in my pocket. And, I can't breathe unless I'm working for myself, unless I'm doing this. This is where I belong. And, Bella, welcome on. And, how do I say this? Like I said, there are good broadcasters on Periscope. It's just, I know that my personality, I'm not equipped to be on Periscope. It's not made for me. Too much negativity, too much drama. I get sucked into it. I play the game, and then I end up not being myself. You know, you need to surround yourself with the people and put yourself in an environment that makes you the best version of yourself. I know how corny that sounds, but it's true. You want to bring yourself around people and around situations that make you the best of who you are. And Periscope most definitely did not make me the best of who I am. AK Hack, welcome on. It made me a very negative person. It made me a dramatic person. It made me a person who was looking for views or looking for money. It transformed my personality in such a way that was not healthy. And it did that because it's such a powerful force. It really is. And when you engage with that, especially as a broadcaster, Rick, welcome on. If you're just watching, guys, and you are not a broadcaster, if you're not somebody that goes live, if you're not somebody that engages with an online community as an influencer, this is something that may or may not be very hard to understand. If you're a salesman in real life, if you're like a real estate agent, there are certain positions, there are certain jobs in life that do kind of mimic the skills that you have to have as a broadcaster. Jackson, welcome on. But on average, people aren't familiar with having to be so vulnerable. Pink Lady, welcome on. When you're a salesman, you have to, whether you believe it or not, you actually have to be vulnerable, because the more, like, I'm a salesman. That's what I do. Guys, I sell myself to you every day on social media. I try to bring you in and make you a part of my community. And that takes sales skills. That takes the ability to connect. And how do I do that? Well, when I don't have you in front of me, I don't have you in front of me. So I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know your first name, because you come in as Pink Lady, as you're coming as Social Sandy, right? Well, I know her name is Sandy, but you get the point. I'm in full-blown mania, as you can tell. I don't know your name. I don't know who you are. And when I meet somebody, when I was selling, I'll give you an example. When I was selling for Cutco, I sold $10,000 in cutlery in 1 month. In 1 month, I bought an Audi A4. I bought an Audi A4 selling kitchen knives in a middle to low income area, because that's my skill, right? That's my skill set. And then when I worked for Target Mobile, I was one of the top reps in the Northeast, and I did really, really well for them. And then I found social media. I found that this is, Scottish Andy, welcome on. My favorite thing to do as a salesman was connecting with people. I loved getting to know people. I loved hearing their stories and meeting them in person. Here's the catch. When you're on social media, you know who I'm face to face with right now? I'm face to face with myself. I'm looking myself in the mirror right now. Do you know how annoying that is? I would love to be looking at you, but I can't look at you because you're somewhere else, right? You're not on screen. Cutie Cupcake, well, go on. It's so difficult because you're not on screen with me. I'm looking at myself. And so, as much as I would love to simply talk about you, sometimes that can be a little hard when you're not right there with me. So and guys and girls, as you're in this broadcast, share things about yourself. I would love to get to know you. But what I've found is the quickest way to get someone's guard down, and the quickest way, and you can use this in real life, you can use these skills in real life, the most effective, I always go for the most effective. The most effective way to get someone to bring their guard down, put yours down first. Go ahead, try it. Put your guard down with people. Watch what happens. Tell them about you. Don't bore them. Don't be like, like I just told you about the money I made and all that kind of stuff. That's great. Nobody cares about that. I was trying to make a point. But, tell them, I had a bad day today. How was your day? I had a bad day. How was your day? You'd be a good public speaker. Thank you, Rick. I'm doing it right now. I had a bad day. How was your day? Maybe they're going to do one of two things. They're going to tell you how their day was, or they're going to ask you more about why you had a bad day. Well, I had a bad day because, my best friend decided to lie to me. Have you ever had somebody lie to you? Ask them, have you ever had somebody lie to you? What do you do? Ask for advice. That is another thing. When you're in a situation, you want to build a friendship, put people above you. Put people above you. It works so well. Ask them, you know, what's your advice for me? What do I do with this situation? I feel lost. I don't know what to do. What do you think I should do? What would you do if you were in my shoes? Ask for advice. Doesn't mean you have to take the advice. But guys, if you want to get people's guard down, if you really want to get to people and get to know them and build friendships, then you got to be vulnerable. You got to be willing to be vulnerable. People think they're tough. A lot of people out there think they're tough. They're big, strong, you know, whatever. Baby Bear, welcome on. Oh, they're big and tough. How many times a day do you open up to a stranger? Let me ask you that. How many times a day do you open up to a stranger about your problems or about who you are? How many times a day do you ask people to open up to you about who they are? How many times a day do you take out to give? Break over, have a good one. All right, see you, Tara. Enjoy work. You know, how many times a day do you open up with people and connect with people? In my opinion, that is the true deciding factor of strength is not how much of a brick wall can you put up. That doesn't impress me. You know, people who are making a legitimate difference in this world are not impressed by your brick walls. They're not impressed by the walls that you hold between you and other people. They're not impressed by that. It's a weakness. Guys, whenever you have that brick wall between you and strangers or you and other people, then you yourself are hiding behind that wall and you are not building your muscles. You're not strengthening those emotional muscles. And when you're not strengthening those emotional muscles, they're getting weaker. I mean, look at me. You see this fat? I'm fat right now. I'm chubby. You know why I'm chubby? Because I'm not working out. Because I haven't worked out in 4 years. That's why I'm chubby. If I got in a fight right now, I'd probably lose. If you asked me to run a mile right now, I could do it, but I'm going to be pretty darn sore afterwards. And that's because I'm not working the muscles. Stephen Arfa, welcome on. But if you really want to work those emotional muscles, then you got to take that brick wall down. You got to be emotional with people. You got to be real with people. You got to be uncomfortable. And I think one of the biggest things for us as Americans, for those of you that are Americans, we are just raised to be hard. We are raised to be emotionally closed off. We are living in a very sensitive generation, which is great. But what I'm noticing about the children in these upcoming generations, guys, as much as it might seem that we're living in a more emotional generation, it's not true. Like, we are not emotionally, it keeps freezing. Sorry, baby bear. We are not emotionally equipped. We are not living in a day and an age where our children are emotionally equipped. They may be aware of the LGBT issue. They may be aware of the female equality issue. They may be aware of the color equality issue. But that doesn't mean they're respecting those issues. It doesn't mean that they are being emotionally aware. Kathy D, welcome on. And I think it's because we're teaching our kids to accept everything, but we're not teaching them how to be open to everything. There's a big difference between accepting something and truly embracing something. There's a big, big difference. And I think in this day and age, we're not teaching our children. And in generations past, I think America has had this problem for a very, very long time, is that our people are so hardened. We have hard hearts, right? We have very hard hearts. And we don't open up. Like, I talk, like Sandy here is from, It Does Freeze. Sorry, Sandy. Here, let's bring us upstairs. I'll take you guys upstairs. Well, no, we're staying here. If we're freezing, we're freezing. Sorry.
Hey, Jim, I'm going to run the vacuum for about a minute, okay?
All right, go for it. All right, I will be back. I'm not shutting down the broadcast, but while Kate's doing that, I'm going to grab another Coke. So, or I don't... See, I used to drink iced tea. I had this Arizona tea, and it doesn't suit me anymore. I used to love it, and we just bought like $10 worth, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna finally have my Arizona tea again, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like it anymore. It's really weird. Like, as I'm growing up, my tastes are changing, and I don't know. Oh my God, am I in mania? I'm not shutting up, am I? No, I'm not. Guys, this is better, though. This is better. Like, I'm talking nonstop, but I'm not doing it in a healthy way. Like, before, when I was in mania, I was very uncomfortable with myself, and I was very miserable. So, like, the way that it would come out was I would be yelling at people, and I'd be paranoid, and I'd be miserable. but I'm not that way anymore. Like, I'm back in mania, but I'm just happy. Like, this is such a gift. This is such a gift. Like, I might be a little off my rocker, but at least I get to be myself and enjoy it. I don't have to, like, you know, I'm not miserable. I was so afraid that being away from my medication that I was going to end up being miserable again. I really thought that things were going to get bad. But what I'm realizing is that misery and those negative emotions were very much associated with the way that I was before, the insecurities that I had before. And I was coming off with a very hyper energy, but in a negative way because of the negative connotations, because of what I'd been through. Tim Boons, welcome on. But now, I'm not experiencing that because, you know, I'm in a better place. So, guys, can you let me know, is the broadcast freezing a lot? Is it not freezing? Are we good? I just want to know whether or not I need to go upstairs. We have 3 bars down here, but if I need to go upstairs, I will. Just let me know. Give me comments here. I'll be right back and go get another Coke. So much. You are, I don't know, you're a powerhouse. You got more energy than I do. And I got a lot of energy. Come here. That's a good kitty. Alright, I'm just grabbing a Coke quick. Do you need anything?
Me?
Yeah, do you want anything?
Can you get me a water?
Flavored? I'll go get it.
No, you go back to your broadcast.
No, it's fine. I'll be on all day. I'll go grab it for you. You don't want flavored water?
No.
Why?
Because
What's the difference?
massive reflux. It's not fun.
But that's not, this stuff is so watered down, it's not that. It's not like a Propel.
Oh.
Propel has different ingredients in it that cause that.
Oh, okay.
This stuff, try this. I'll show you'll see. It's not, like, I know what you mean. When I have the Propel, it leaves my mouth dry after I'm done with it. Just try it and then tell me. And if it's no good for you, then I'll get you regular water from the car.
Okay.
Because the keys are upstairs and I'm fat. Here you go. 3, 2, 1.
Thanks.
No problem, babe.
Yep.
If you need anything, just let me know.
Okay.
I'm going back to my lovely people. Thank you if you're still here. Abby, welcome on. Sway, welcome on. Listener man, welcome on. I bet your sister really appreciates all the help from Kate. How nice. Yes, Kate is great. Don't think that I'm being lazy. I did pretty much clean up here. When we're completely done, I will show you. There's more stuff to take care of, but Kim's a busy mom. She got 2 kids. She's a single mom. So we've been cleaning the house and stuff, but pretty much everything else that needs to be cleaned up is stuff that will either get thrown out or given away, to charity, or just reorganized, and it's not my place to just move it on my own. So pretty much like the couch area in the living room and everything, I cleaned everything up and put everything in order, and I was able to do that on my own. But the rest of it, I don't want to touch it until Kim looks through it, because it's her stuff and I don't want to toss it. So Caitlin's organizing the kitchen, which is really nice. I would be doing something, but there's nothing more for me to do other than help Kate, and Kate just feels that I'm in the way right now. So I don't want to be in the way. So, Bowman, welcome on. You look happy. Thank you, Gertie. I am. Maybe it's a good mania because you're truly happy. I had the same thing.